Tracy Marie. Great to meet you. Chase stepped on. He's going to be here any minute.
Do we need to get Marie to sign a non-disclosure?
I don't think that'd be necessary. She knows we're far more terrifying than any lawyer. Jeff's here.
What are we gonna do?
Good morning, Jeff.
Weinberg isn't dropping out of the race.
I find that very hard to believe.
It's from an impeccable source.
Tell me it's not Ward.
I can't tell you.
Jeff, if you don't tell us what we're dealing with, we can't be as effective.
Fine. The intern that I'm fucking is fucking his campaign manager.
You should go.
Should I be here for this? You're fine.
I'm paying you guys a lot of money to get him to drop out.
Which we will accomplish.
Accomplish it quicker.
We hacked his phone, and now everyone with access to the internet has seen him jerking off on camera. I would have thought that's enough.
He thinks his voting base doesn't care. And our polls say he might be right. I can't believe anyone would care more about his politics than his personal life.
Wow, that might be the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Who's that?
She's a journalist from the Post. She's fine. She's with us now.
So what the fuck do we do?
Chase.
We have a few options. The important thing is that we don't blow our load all at once. The longer that we keep the pressure on him, the more likely he is to drop out.
So then what do we come up with to get him to do that? I mean, we've already seen his cock.
It's a 5-step process. First, we go after him, which we've been doing. Second, we'll go after his spouse. We'll run a bunch of stories questioning her character for deciding to stay with this guy. Third, we'll find the girls that he's been sexting and fucking and put them on air, where they can talk about what it's like to sext and fuck him. Fourth, we'll identify who his backers are. He's a Republican candidate. It'll be hard for these companies and people to espouse conservative family values while their candidate is jacking off for college co-eds. Fifth, we'll go after his kids. We'll say that because he's staying in the race, they're being bullied and harassed at school. We'll say his kids are being bullied.
Y'all are some sick fucks.
You're the married cokehead with 2 mistresses and a fascinating S&M habit.
You said you won't use that against me.
You're a client. Of course we wouldn't.
Okay, I don't give a fuck how it happens. Get him to drop out. And then you can use some of that bonus to buy me some toys.
Not gonna happen, Jeff.
Okay, I got something else. And this is coming from higher up. Completely hypothetical, of course.
Of course.
Say we need to coordinate the downfall of a dictator in an African country. Hypothetically.
You want us to run a campaign about it?
Well, it's a hypo, so how would you run it?
Couple questions. Is it legal? What is the budget? And do we have the cooperation of the 6 major media companies?
A, don't worry about that. B, you'll have as much budget as you need. And C, hypothetically, let's say we've already talked to the 6 guys, and they will give us as much news coverage as we want. Only constraints? We need it done in under 2 weeks, and the US and UN need to look like heroes.
Well, Golden Boy, give it a whirl.
Fairly standard. This thing needs to look like it began through social media. Like it was the college crowd that got it going, that they wanted hopes for a better future, like the new regime's gonna be any different than the old. You'll need to come up with some slogans, stuff like hope and change you can believe in. Privately, what you do is you find a local drug lord. You give him cash to hire protesters. The first day you hire a few. I don't know how big the city is, but say it's 500. The next day you increase the amount. You hire 1,500. The third day you double that. It'll spread. Everyone will start talking about it. You upload as many YouTube videos as you can. You play it on air here and in Europe. You get the conservative people over here to call the protesters traitors. You get the liberal people over here to call them freedom fighters. I don't know if there's a city center where there's a statue of the dictator, but you need some cinematic moments that the news can play again and again. See if you can hire a professional deconstruction crew to dress as protesters and topple the statue. I don't know what your exit strategy is. Maybe you can bring in a benevolent militia, or if you own the voting booths, maybe you can rig an election to make it look like the people's president just got elected. But I'm serious, this needs to start and look like it was a social media college kid coup. They've got to be hot, they've got to speak English, and they've got to look like a fucking Benetton ad.
Great! Well, that's all I need. This is the week. Weinberg, he is done.
He exhausts me. I'm sorry, Marie.